But I also discovered a weakness for Drytron.
Mm.
Incompetent player can't not use.
Oh my god.
Hello, audience, and hello, YouTube, because now our audience is also here on YouTube. You guys can sit there and say, hi, YouTube, if you want to. I am your host, Lady Sarisa. Today we're joined with my co-host, Viking King, who is still probably throwing axes at my pinky toe.
I am not. I'm being nice to you today. You, keyword there, you, will not have an axe thrown at you today. The intended target shall be revealed shortly.
Today we are doing a deck to beat, and we're doing a Drytron study since that's one of the decks to beat, opposed to like Tri Brigades. And we have our two experts on Drytrons that will play it in multiple different ways as humanly possible, not just one particular way because of how versatile Drytrons are. Give it up to the headache of the lifetime, Deathy Map, also as we call John.
Also known as the intended target.
And
I
the
feel nothing.
and then my fiance's my wonderful girlfriend that lives with us and also has a tendency to give me a headache due to her particular shenanigans. Give it up for Nazumi.
Also known as Dryden knows exactly what she did.
The
I'm gonna
intended
fight
target.
you the entire time. Those are fighting words, and you know it.
I mean, not wrong. I'm not gonna argue this, but let's go ahead and get up with the deck list while we're still ahead.
Mhm.
So, I want to first mention that this deck list is not a deck list of mine. Fortnite or Warzone. Oh, thanks for the host. Thank you, thank you. Um, this is not my build. I actually got this build off of one of a video that I follow. Is if you know him, you probably do. Simo, the Yugi tuber from YouTube. I got this build from there, and hopefully we could understand how they've got so far in the most recent tournament that I remember uh, in the beginning of the month. Sarisa, hi, I'm happy to see you. Been a while. Likewise. Alright, so going into the monsters, they actually run 26 monsters in this build. That's a lot of monster. I am doing well, thank you. So one of the things that we've known is that Drytrons actually don't like their cards being banished. I know John and Nez both have seen me banish their cards, and they said that that's rude.
I'm
It is
crying.
very rude.
So this build particularly runs 2 artifact Lancia. You can actually probably get away getting into a third one, but they run 2 in this one. They also run 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring for more hand trap and shenanigans. This deck actually runs a lot of hand traps, believe it or not. They also run 3 copies of Diviner of the Herald. I guess they're doing it's just so they can get their Bintin down in the graveyard or whatever. They also have 3 copies of Herald of the Orange Light. They have a lot of searchable fairies, so that makes sense of how they're doing things. 1 copy of Delta, LTA Delta. I don't know why only 1 copy.
It's not a combo piece. It just lets you draw extra cards.
Okay,
It's
that makes
always
sense.
good.
And then they have 2 copies of El Gamma. I believe that's the one that can special summon from your graveyard, right?
Graveyard. Yes.
Okay. So that makes sense why they're running only 2 copies.
Yep.
And then I believe this is what John was telling me
That's
earlier.
That's the one that searches the ritual spell. Typically, that's your most important one.
El Zeta, why there's 3.
Yes.
I
And
think
then-
that Zeta and Alpha are the most important ones.
Yeah. Alpha searches monsters. Zeta searches spell trap, or not spells. Ritual spells.
In Discord
Yeah.
because one sounds like overflow. We have Deathy Map and Nazumi.
I am
As-
Deathy Map. also known as Rosenia, also known as Trident, did nothing wrong.
Um,
Then is innocent.
all right, let's quickly try to move this a little bit along. We've also got 3 copies of Ban Alpha, also another important one that you guys has mentioned just not too long ago. 2 copies of Eva, which is really interesting. It can let you add both a Diviner and a Herald of Orange Light from your deck to your hand. So that's kind of interesting. And that they only run 2 copies, just probably to search these 2 off. Then they also have 1 copy of Herald of Ultimateness for negation. 1 Benton because this is your main searcher, if I'm correct on that assumption, right?
It's pure advantage, basically.
Okay. 1 Cyber Angel I Dayton. This one also allows you to search a ritual spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand, so that's actually pretty decent. Also, if it's tributed, you can gain more attack points, so that's pretty awesome. And then 1 Cyber Angel Natasha. I'm assuming for protection, right?
It's that is part of it, but I think the better part of it is being able to steal your opponent's monsters.
Okay, so that's the one that can steal opponent's monsters, yeah?
Yeah, it protects from battle and it steals opponent's monsters and gains life. It's very nice.
Okay. And they also run 1 copy of Instant Fusion, which I've noticed gets only Millennium Eyes Restrict.
Yeah, basically you start your turn with that to protect yourself from hand traps.
I would like to say that I hear you first from the other room, and then all of a sudden I hear you now.
If
You
it's,
gotta love that latency, don't you?
well, to
Oh,
make
yeah,
you feel
totally.
any better, we can't hear the double hearing on the chat. So hopefully the stream
That's good.
doesn't either.
I don't think it
Good.
does either.
It would be even funny if you were watching your own stream so you could hear back everything you said 3 times.
All right, and then they also run 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. I'm guessing the card you want to search is either light or either Zeta or Alpha. Am I correct?
For the most part, you're basically searching what you already don't have access to.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all
Because you have
situational.
names, ideally you could get all 4 of those names every turn. And between that and the field spell and the one I can't remember the name of, you could usually get all 4 of them.
Okay.
It's always
And
nice.
then 1 copy of Foolish Burial, which I'm assuming either is to get either Benton or any Drytron monster from deck to graveyard, so you can do some shenanigans.
Yeah. It's just another way to get the 4 monsters in rotation.
Okay. And then
Because for Drytrons, the Drytron monsters being in the graveyard is essentially them being in your hand.
okay. Then they also run 3 copies of Drytron Nova, which makes sense. I also noticed that they don't get their effects to go off if they're special summoned through this card. I'm guessing they have to tribute a card in order to do their effects.
Yeah, but it's not really an issue because let's say you start by playing that and you special summon Alpha, and then you use any Drytron from your hand, tributing Alpha that you just searched to send that to the graveyard, special summon the next one, and then now that Alpha's in the graveyard, you can summon it again and then get its effect. So even though Nova negates it, it doesn't really matter because it puts it in rotation and gets everything moving.
Okay, now that understands a little bit more. Then they also run 2 copies of Metionis Drytron. It's their ritual card. I don't,
Yeah, it's the ritual spell. It can ritual summon anything from grave, so it's just super useful. But you don't need honestly, you don't need 3, and you could get away with 1. I think the main reason they're running 2 is so you can draw it a little bit more, and so in case 1 gets banished, you have a backup. But it's
Yeah.
so easily searchable and recurable, 2 is fine.
okay. And they also have 1 copy of Call by the Grave. I'm assuming to stop hand traps.
Yeah, you're a combo deck. You want the protection.
Okay. And then they also
One quick
have.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
One quick question for you. There is a normally side deck trap which banishes something from the grave. Can you remember what it's called? It's
No,
limited to one.
I'm
Can't
not
remember who
sure.
told me about it. Cannot remember what it's
I'm
called.
not sure I would either.
Okay, don't worry then.
So it's limited to one.
Definitely down at one. And if memory serves, it is something which would banish cards from the grave.
You said
There's
this is.
Macrocosmos.
Says what,
Called
sorry?
by the Grave is the one that's limited to one that vanishes from grave.
No, this is a trap, and I'll be honest, somebody mentioned it to me and I didn't put it in the deck, and now I cannot remember the card, so I'm not sure what it's called.
I
You
am
talk
not.
about Macrocosmos?
Don't believe so. Oh, no, it's not Macrocosmos.
I'm not sure then offhand.
Don't worry about it then. If I find it, I will let you know.
Alright.
Okay, so we also have 2 copies of Drytron
Red Reaper.
Fafnir. This card seems really interesting. It got me started in combat.
It is. It's basically Magical Meltdown for rituals. It protects your ritual spells from to help them go off easier, and it searches Nova, so it's just really good altogether.
Okay.
Okay, I will clarify. I found the card I was thinking about, but it doesn't have the effect I was thinking. So
Okay.
it's
Oh, okay.
irrelevant, completely irrelevant.
And then they also have 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. And then that's a 42 card deck. That's the whole main deck right there.
Yep.
So this is like way out of my usual how I play the decks or play decks already because it's 2 extra cards.
It's understandable though. With Drytrons, you have lots of searches, and you have searches for your searches, so you can get away with it and still get your plays out consistently.
Okay. For extra deck, they have 1 Elder Entity Natis, which is really easy to get in grave even if you're going against Dogmatica, but you can also send it to grave off of Diviner as well.
Yep.
1 Millennium Eyes Restrict, what we already covered with Instant Fusion. 1 Herald of the Arc Light, again because Diviner is a thing and can search off your ritual monsters or your 2 ritual spells. So that's another searcher for the ritual spell. 1 copy of Zeus because there's some Xyz shenanigans into there. 1 copy of Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. I thought this one was interesting placed in there because the only level 6s is Benton and Idaten.
I'm actually not sure about Beatrice's inclusion. I've never ran that in Drytron personally, but whoever made that deck's probably better than me, so I don't know.
And then we also have 1 Downward Magician. It's basically you can summon it the same way you can with Zeus, but a little bit easier.
Yeah. It's there to give Zeus more material.
Yeah, I figured. And then we have 1 Drytron Mu Beta Fafnir.
Another searcher, because Drytrons didn't have enough of those already.
Also a potential negate for spell trap, I think.
Yes.
And it could use material as ritual fodder. It's such a good card for Drytrons.
Basically, you want to go into it if you can.
Okay. John, I think you're gonna like this. 1 copy of Lurilisk, Assembled Nightingale.
Yep, for the Zeus fodder, right?
Well, yeah.
Because it can attack directly, so it's free Zeus.
Yep, I'll be with you there. That's definitely a good plan.
1 copy of Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. I think I saw you playing that against Viking earlier today, if I recall.
Yes.
Yep.
I play
the-
it sometimes too. It's a pretty powerful monster to begin with, and it could be monster removal on top of that. And Drytrons are really good at getting link fodder on board, so it can come up in niche situations.
Especially if you have IP Masquerena.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because then you can do it on your opponent's turn.
All right, and we also have 1 copy of Boral Sword Dragon, and I'm
Basically,
seeing the
close
link
out game.
materials like very often because they have a lot of high level and very few low level links.
Yep.
Another one is they also have Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess.
For obvious reasons.
One Nightmare.
Really, I think. Sorry.
One Nightmare Unicorn, again for obvious reasons. Nightmare Phoenix, again obvious reasons. Something that John mentioned, one copy of IP Masquerada.
Woohoo!
Mostly that's in there for Underworld Goddess plays.
I figured as much. And then we also have one copy of the Karibo because...
All your monsters are level 1, so why not?
Right. For their side deck, it's really interesting. I thought this was unusual. Only one Nibiru.
I think the cards they're running at 1 are just due to space, would be my guess.
Maybe. But they also have like one Alpha, the Master of Beasts.
Because it's basically the new version of Pankratops.
Yeah, and they kind of act like Zeus, if I recall correctly, for removing all monsters your opponent controls.
It's not all monsters. It's one for every beast you return to your hand, if I remember correctly. But usually it just targets itself.
Okay. And then 3 copies of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme.
Which I found interesting, because it is a great card, but not every deck runs links anymore, so it's a little more situational than it used to be.
That's probably why it's in the side deck and not in the main.
That's fair. That's fair.
3 copies of Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I still think that's the best hand trap in the format right now.
Probably. And then 3 copies of Joel and Lockbird. I'm assuming for those mirror matches against other Drytron decks.
Yep.
Definitely makes sense.
Their only back row hate is 1 copies of Harpy's Feather Duster. And then they also have 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More.
Probably the best going second card in the format right now.
Yep. Alright,
I'm
so...
not it's Forbidden Droplet, that's for sure.
Alright, so now that we went over the deck and we got a little bit more information off of you guys, thank you for so much on that one. Let's have our first match. I know Viking wanted the first round, so we're going to give him that.
I have a great hand, and I'll have a full grip and nothing to do, and then I'll draw a single card, and suddenly I can draw 8 cards just from that one draw.
Exactly that. Blue Eyes can do that, and it's good at it.
Alright, I have a very interesting hand. It is a hand, I will give you that.
Are you sure that it's not a leg?
Like a hard leg by chance?
I
Is
mean,
his name Joe?
I do have a board, but it's not the
ideal.
best board in the world.
Oh, I can pick. I hope to pick this one. I hope it was vanilla.
What one did you want to pick?
I was hoping vanilla. I don't know why. Oh boy, this is. I need an adult.
You're lucky. This is quite a bad hand. All you've got to deal with is Shio. Ooh, although I could do that, but that's not really the best first turn. So no, we'll go for that.
So this one lets you. Okay, and then this one lets you.
Good old Dragon Maid shenanigans.
Now, ideally, I would have had a Cyber Dragon Infinity or a Spirit there as well. But we don't always get what we want, do we?
I know the feeling.
That's a Zeta. Was that
Yes.
Zeta you activated?
Yes, that was Zeta. Aha!
hard to
Joke's on you.
Yeah. You got Alpha?
No.
No?
No.
Very hard to know what the right thing to negate sometimes with these is, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, because the correct one to negate is depending on what's in their hand, and as the opponent, you don't know what's in their hand.
Exactly that. So I will normally negate either Zeta or Alpha.
Yeah, 99% of the time that's the correct answer. Personally, I think Zeta's usually the best call when you don't know, because they're less likely to have a ritual spell in their hand as opposed to ritual monsters.
Fair point. This is why, if I'd got the better the better draws and I had Infinity as well, I would have been a bit safer. Or even Spirit, so I could negate one of the graveyard ones.
Yep.
It is nice when you get that perfect first turn board, though, isn't it?
For sure.
Hi.
Oh, you used all
Love it.
3 to get it.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Why not?
Is
Hi.
that good for me? Okay, what are we going for?
Doop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop. That. Hi.
Also,
Optimus.
I
okay.
invited, I sent the stream to a friend of mine, so yellow tear.
Hello to John's friend. Oh, by the way,
Hello, hello.
in case you didn't catch it earlier, so the intended target of tonight's axe throw.
I just realized I
Tori,
could have
I am not throwing an axe at you, but it will go through your window and go through the door and hit Nez in the big toe.
The big toe, okay.
Big toe.
Hello there. You're fine. That's fine. I'm pretty sure
only-
I done did dude of goofed.
Right. How would Optimus reach when your opponent quick fix send one fairy from hand? Expect.
But yeah, I probably shouldn't have done all 3.
So Herald,
Yeah.
if you have a fairy in hand, can negate house if I activate it, can't it?
Possibly.
We will not activate house.
Yeah, honestly, for Fafnir, it's probably better to just use 2 materials, just so you have more stuff on the field to
Yeah.
tribute.
Yeah, I didn't think about that until like after the fact. So whoopsies.
Luckily, I can bait this quite easily.
Rude.
I know.
I realized what I did wrong with this.
What's that?
But I also discovered a weakness for Drytron.
Mm.
Incompetent player can't not use.
But that's the thing, is you definitely can work to get to the point where it's like second nature.
Well, yeah.
But like, I mean, the plays you've been doing so far compared to when I played John, who I think is the only person I've seen play Drytrons, is different a little bit.
All
I
right.
think.
Room's back up. Life points is the proper position. I am no longer being dumb today. All right.
Yeah, that's my job. We're playing Pokemon, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
TCG.
Yeah, totally. Totally
Playing
playing
Pokemon Go.
or Pokemon Bob.
Or
Magic the
Pokemon
Dragon Ball.
Conquest.
We're playing Pokemon Battery Operated Boyfriend.
Waiting on Eunice.
I mean, I'm not going to judge or anything.
Alright. I thought I already ready.
No, we were just waiting on you.
God damn it.
Yay!
Hey, that means I get to go first, right? Whoa. Wait. Oh, wait, that's your hand. I was so confused.
Yeah, but we'll take that, won't we?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I kind of dislike this hand.
Obviously, when we
Looks
go
okay
second,
to
the
me.
player two's hand shows up first, doesn't it? Which is sort of good because it means you don't necessarily have to use hand traps for the first board. If
I'm
I
gonna
have
go
any.
ahead and go with this. Actually, go get this card. And then I hope I can get my other piece off of... Yes, there we go. We're good.
I know these. You taught me these.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. It's a shame we're facing a crystal wing right off the bat.
So speaking of Wind Witch, that new Ice Jade archetype looks really cool.
It does. I actually want to
Like-
try it out.
Its aesthetics remind me a lot of Ice Bell. Oh, sorry, the Wind Witch's color-wise.
Right.
I really like the aesthetics of the new punk archetype, but they don't look very strong, at least based on my first reading.
Alright, and here we go.
I might mess around with them anyway, just because they look cool, though.
I left the extra monster zone open in case you need it.
Thank you.
Not particularly, but it'll be fine. I should be okay either way.
Okay.
Alright. This is, what do we have? Sorry, I'm just thinking this order.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, seeing your hand while you play will probably make me understand these a tiny bit better as well, actually.
So I have to deal with that. So I think we'll start off with Drytron Nova.
Okay.
We'll get out a copy of Gamma. Do Where Art Thou?
Uh-huh.
To get a copy of Delta.
Mm-hmm.
We will go into activate Delta on the Gamma.
Alright. That I feel okay with.
I will reveal this ritual spell that I already had.
Okay.
Alright. I will activate Cyber Emergency, which will add to my hand. You know what? This might be the smarter choice at this point. I'm gonna add this.
Oh, interesting.
Next, I'm gonna activate this. Pitching the Delta.
Kind of hard for you to ritual summon if you don't have a Drytron on board, isn't it?
Is it?
What the fuck?
I've thought that.
You never said that it had to be on the board to ritual summon. Monsters in the hand also count as materials.
I'm confused why you went for that one specifically, though, John.
Yeah, me too.
There's a reason, because I don't want to have to deal with this negate.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're going for the maybe lesser normal play, but gives you the straight damage beat over, doesn't it?
Oh,
Well, no, hang on.
hang on. I'm
Hang
an
on.
idiot. I misread. Fuck. Alright.
Yeah,
fine.
that's
you
the one
do.
you summoned is Harpy's Feather Duster on legs.
Alright, time to go again. Alpha.
No.
Bye bye. Yeah, I misplayed terribly because I forgot Crystal Wing does gain attack.
Yeah.
I always forget about his health as well. Damage as well.
Alright. Fuck.
Judge, can we restart? My partner's shit.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting hand. I
It's not the best, but it's not the worst either.
mean, you can do stuff with it.
Yeah, I could do stuff. But, like, it's not optimal.
Right.
I mean, we might be okay. It all depends on how this board ends.
I think that you can do it. I might have been able to do it if I just was not stupid.
It all
Ghost Goku
depends.
really did a lot.
It really does depend on how this board ends. and what happens with the obvious in mine.
You know what I realized you could have done? Is you could have Gamma,
What?
special summon the Alpha, use Alpha to go into Link Karibo, and then use Alpha's effect from the graveyard to tribute Alpha or Natasha, and then you can still have like more bodies on board.
I do not run Link Karibo.
Oh! How could you?
Reasons. I have to think
Raisins.
Reasonable
Yes.
reasons?
if I want to do this.
Okay.
Just stop there. Just misplay like John did. Make it fair.
Yeah, my misplay was totally my own fault and definitely.
I misplayed. It's fine. It's whatever.
We've all
Oh,
done it.
use Natasha's effect on. Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. You already knew what I was thinking. Life points!
Life points? What are those?
They're delicious. They're
Yeah,
magically
because you didn't
delicious.
have enough for 16,000. To be fair, I can understand Tori wanting more life points in a tag duel with me. How much damage did me and Kyo do to you in one turn?
Fuck off!
What was it? 16,100?
Fuck off!
I think it needed to be more. You could have done 16,200 if you really tried.
It was beautiful though. That hand was just everything.
Oh, alright. Let's see what you can do with this.
Everyone loves my Crystal Wing Synchro Booty Dragon.
Is that your favorite card in the game?
It is now, yes.
I've noticed you have multiple decks that seem to be around turboing it out. Yeah, we're just gonna cut that out right from the
Okay,
beginning.
that gets rid of Crystal Wing.
That card gets you your fusion spell. I don't want you to have that.
Except we already had it.
I mean, there's not much I can do about that.
Well, okay.
I know from playing against you enough that Chamber, or is that Chamber? Yeah, Chamber is one of your best play starters and should be handled.
Yes, she
Usually,
is.
yes. I don't know much about Dragon Maids, but I do know that too. I don't always follow up on that though.
You can actually do stuff, I think.
We got very, very unlucky.
I have a
Very
3,500 attack monster. Woohoo! Mainly thanks to Nez negating a card. Though I gotta say, that was a lot of draw.
It was, and I
Blue eyes, they
forward
can do
as well.
things.
Oh yes,
But
for sure.
We really didn't get much there. That was terrible.
I feel like this is a fitting way to end the stream is by losing to Tori's favorite card.
We're screwed.
I'm just glad that one of my favorite cards can get over Tori's favorite card.
I've never had.
What is
four
your favorite? What's one of your favorite cards again?
Utopia the Lightning.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, wait, does that bounce or destroy?
Banish?
Oh.
Vanish.
Banish. Well, I might as well use it. Don't really have a choice.
All right.
For me? Yeah, John, I've never seen cards constant and trade being quite that
Can
bad.
I use?
You're really unlucky.
One of your monster's effects from the graveyard.
So much potential there as well.
I mean, if it would help you, do what you gotta do.
It would. I just gotta be a little bit careful because I don't want to also like screw you over.
Just don't banish anything, and I'll be fine.
That's what I'm gonna try to figure out not to do, because I know how important your Drytrons are in the graveyard.
And I only have access to 2 of them at the moment, so I would really like to hang on to them. I mean, if you want to send Alpha to the grave, that's fine, but like, yeah.
I mean, what I want to do is kind of use them off as kind of like link materials, or at least one of them. Like, still be able to like pull off a board and maybe use your Natasha
Well,
for the link
You know
material.
what their restriction on their effects is, right?
Monsters that cannot be nulls. Yeah, this will be fine.
All right, then do what you gotta do.
Thanks, I will.
Sorry, what? Are we still dueling?
Yes.
Thought we lost.
Not yet.
We have. This game, I think.
If not this turn, the next turn.
Alright.
I guess it depends what you have, doesn't it?
Alpha. Oh shit, no, I can't use it as a link material. Why not?
You should be able to.
It's not giving me the option to use.
What are you trying to go into?
Oh! Never mind, I'm dumb.
Hi, Dom. I'm John.
I can fix this.
Hi, dumb. I'm sexy.
Somewhat. There, take 500. Then we're gonna go into Hue, so we don't have to use another card, and then we can just do this. Oh no, that's still light. Shit. Ah!
Also, I'm gonna have to get off as soon as the stream's over.
No problem.
Oh, fuck me, Kai. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. We'll do that. We'll have a cross sheep. Oh, I have an effect I can activate. Oh, I can still use Alpha's effect, but we're not going to do that because
Yeah,
I don't run ritual.
Yeah, you never use that.
Okay, so now we should be.
Well, you could do it to get the ritual cross sheep effect if that would help you.
I don't have ritual monsters.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, if you sent Natasha to grave, you could then ritual summon Natasha.
Oh! Do I.
Well, that's the thing, is that you could also use
You don't-
Natasha's effect.
You don't have
Oh,
the ritual.
my ritual spell! I thought the ritual spell was in the graveyard. I forgot that I returned it to my hand. Never mind.
Yeah, so if I could, then that would work, but no.
It's okay.
And I would love to keep the cross sheep on the board, but I'm not going to be able to.
Alright, that's fine.
Because I still want. I'll put the Natasha in the grave for you though, and then that will allow me to turn around and do this.
Right.
Alright, time to activate Nibiru.
Because. Yeah. It's better than you attacking it. I mean, you're either going to negate it or attack and get damaged if you let it go
That'll
through.
help. This will also
But yeah,
help
yeah.
you get your Drytron monsters in the graveyard too.
7.5 though.
I might have a turn next turn, depending on what I draw.
Hmm.
I think there's only one way that I can get around this.
Alright, there we go.
John, you know the irony.
There's
Yeah.
2 cards left in your hand.
Okay, yeah, we got this. We got this. I'm gonna activate Cyber Emergency.
Summon Chamber first to thin the deck, knowing it will get negated, thinking it will give my draws a better chance.
And then,
Probably
yeah,
better off doing the draws.
might have been, yeah. Let's see. We will add to the hand a copy of Alpha.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
Then I will activate a copy of Gamma, targeting this Alpha.
Um.
I'm literally just... Okay. That is entirely fine, because I actually did have a plan.
Mhm.
I'm gonna Alpha this Zeta. Alright, my plan's over. Are you ready for my next move?
End turn.
Right Stone of Ancients! Let's go! Alright, and battle phase?
I'm just going to do
Thank you.
Yeah. We.
I've noticed that after playing the deck, I've learned how the deck works a little bit,
And you
notice,
know when to drop that.
yeah. So that's really helping me when I'm using my Wind Witch invoked artifacts, which I built to be competitive.
Also, I'm going to be getting off for now.
All right. Well, we're at that point where we can safely end stream. So for those of you that joined us, thank you for joining us. And those if you're watching this as a video on Sunday, we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye.
When's
Bye, everyone.
Digimon?